This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Rachel Ball over Zoom. Rachel, first and foremost, how are you doing?
I'm good. I've had a busy day, but it's all good, thank you.
It's good to hear. Now, obviously, we actually haven't had a chance to speak since your victory over Shannon Courtenay back at fight camp. So before we do come on to that, just kind of talk to me about this past couple of months since then. How have you found kind of life? How has it changed?
I mean, life's been pretty kind of normal for the day-to-day kind of stuff. But it's just more like social media and stuff like that. That's a bit crazy, but yeah. So that's yeah. I mean, I've been recognised a couple of times, out and doing my shopping and that, but that's about it really.
Um, we'll go back to that night before obviously we come on to the most recent announcement of your bout with Ebony. Just take me back to that night, Rachel, your victory over Shannon Courtenay, a brilliant fight from a pair of you. Just what's your recollection of it?
um, in terms of like the fight itself,
Fight
like
itself,
with
yeah.
yeah. First round, I think I was like a little bit kind of ring rusty kind of thing, like with the guitar. I was like, really trying to give up my all. And then obviously she backed me into a corner. I kind of dipped my legs through the hook, and down she went. And I was thinking, oh God, I've got her, I've got her. But to be honest, as I've said on other interviews, I didn't really capitalise on that after the knockdown. So big learning points for me, really. And it was, yeah, it was just it was a weird fight, wasn't it? Really, all you had was your corner. You couldn't hear anything else other than my corner. So I was just listening to them, and Gab was saying, look, you got to give it your all, got to give it more, and I did pick it up in the last few rounds, keep pushing it as well. So yeah.
You mentioned obviously when you dropped her earlier on in that fight. What do you feel it was that you couldn't quite capitalise on it in that moment? Was it kind of, was you just surprised that it happened there and then? Was it kind of, you didn't really know how to react to it yourself? We've seen it in fighters in the past. What do you think it is at that moment in time you never really kind of pushed on?
It's probably a bit of ring rust, if I'm honest. I hadn't been out since November, so that probably played a part into it. And maybe because the crowds weren't there to push me, so that's a learning curve for me. There's a lot of learning from that fight, really, and I can't rely on the crowds to push me. I need to push myself. So when if and when that happens again, you've got to go in for it and go in for the finish, really.
Talking about the experience of Fight Camp, Rachel, what was the entire week like? Obviously, Fight Night itself, you mentioned there was nobody else there other than your corner team, commentators, camera crew, the top people you can imagine I'm going to name. But what was the experience like?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was just so excited all week. All week, I was absolutely buzzing. I was buzzing to meet people. I remember on the media day, I had I think it was the day when I had like my photos and done and stuff like that. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna do some interviews with some of the boxing pages and stuff like that." And we've got a video call for you as well. And I was like, who's the video call going to with? And I was like, oh my God, is it going to be Eddie Hearn? And like, I was sitting there like trying to be calm and cool. And I was in my head, I was going, oh my God. So it was just so excited and just loved every moment. I think people could tell how much it meant to me, and I do my emotions, my heart on my sleeve. So I believe in just enjoying every moment. These opportunities don't happen to everyone, so I'm grateful, and I'll always be as overexcited as ever, really, with these things.
Did you feel a pressure going into that fight? Obviously, you had a previous loss to Fanders. Was there a pressure on yourself going into it and kind of thinking, I need to make sure I'm victorious here so that I can actually kind of have a go with my boxing career and get onto bigger and better opportunities like you will have with Ebony when you two collide?
Yeah, it was. A lot of people saying, your life's going to change if you win this fight. Even when the matchroom guys came to my gym to do some filming, they were like, they said to Gav, my coach, is she like mentally ready for what is going to happen? It's going to be crazy. So there was that pressure of knowing big things were going to be coming. And I've accepted that life's just a massive whirlwind, to be honest, because of the choices that I make with going into boxing and stuff. But yeah, it's just crazy, and yeah.
we know boxing's obviously part time for yourself, but if you was to beat Ebony, you pick up that world title, then what are your plans? Is boxing kind of stable enough for you to go full time then?
I don't know. I don't know. And people say, oh, you're a part time fighter, but I still train 2 and 3 times a day. So it's not like I have a manual job where I'm, lifting heavy stuff. Like I sit at home. The furthest I have to go is like to make myself a cup of tea. So it's not a physically demanding job. I can rest in between. So when people say like I'm a part-time fighter, for me, it's just juggling 2 careers. And I've always been the type of person to put myself out there, and I've done 2 or 3 jobs before in the past anyway. But I'll never say never to doing it full time. But there's a lot of financial implications, and I want to be financially stable. I could have a car crash tomorrow, and I won't be able to box ever again. Those kind of things play on my mind. And with all this COVID and stuff, some people have found it really difficult financially, and I've been in a fortunate position. I haven't had to worry about money. So, I like to be financially stable. So that is a massive consideration if I was to go boxing full time.
Rachel, let's obviously move on to that fight then with Ebony Bridges. First and foremost, just take me back to when was the fight first kind of put to you? When did your team actually find out there was a possibility of making that fight for the WBA World Super Bantamweight title? Sorry, Bantamweight title.
I was just told I was fighting. To be quite honest, it wasn't like a discussion about, oh, how about Ebony Bridges? It was like, yeah, you're going for the WBA world title, and it's against Ebony Bridges, and I was like, oh, okay, like it's for a world title, like, oh my god. And then with Ebony as well, I was like really shocked. I was shocked. So we had to have discussions about other opponents, but this fight, it was like, this is what's happening. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And I made it clear to my manager, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. I just I want to work with Matchroom, and we made it clear to Eddie, we'll do what it takes.
What's your knowledge of Ebony, Rachel? There's a few people kind of over social media questioning her credentials and whether or not she deserved her opportunity to fight for a world title so early on in her career, because she's only 4-0 herself. What do you make of Ebony as a fighter? What have you seen of her, and what are you expecting from her when you two meet?
So I've seen one of the pro fights. I haven't seen much else, to be honest, but we've been following each other for a few years now. So I've seen plenty of her on the pads and stuff like that. So, I mean, people are criticising her, saying, she's 4-0, should she get the world title? But, people like Clarissa Shields, she fought very early on for a world title. And for me, in terms of, do I look down on her as an opponent? Absolutely not. Whether somebody's going to punch me in the street, which nobody has yet, but wherever somebody's going to be punching me, I'm never going to underestimate them, never ever, because you just never know what's going to happen, what somebody's going to bring to the table. So you can do all the preparation you want and all the homework, but once you get in there, it's a whole different ball game. So I'm preparing for war, for battle. I know she's very, very dedicated. And bodybuilders, that they don't play. They're very hardcore in terms of their training and their dieting and stuff. So I know she's very, very determined, and I think it's going to be really, really good war in there. Yeah.
Ebony obviously has a very large social media reach herself, a big following. Is that kind of something else which I'm sure you probably haven't considered, but something you could take advantage of if you're successful? Then you have a chance to reach out to all of her fans as well, and again, kind of turn them into your own.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, I'm not like I want to like steal people's fans or anything, but like, it's nice when people recognise me as a fighter and get on board and enjoy my fights. That's what I want to do. Well, of course I want to fight, but it's nice that other people share the enjoyment of me being in there as well. Obviously I fought Shannon, and she's got a massive online following, and I think I did quite well on the back of that, receiving some good compliments about my fighting, and got some more followers, so, but social media isn't everything to me, to be honest. you can't live your life just for social media, can you? You need to have your breaks from it and just take everything that people say with a pinch of salt sometimes on there as well.
Who do you see as the favourite heading into the fight, Rachel? Obviously, you have a very impressive kind of record now on the back of that Courtenay win. But the actual fights builders, Bridges, Ball, not Ball, Bridges. So who do you actually see as the favourite heading into it?
It's me, yeah. The bookies got it wrong last time with me and Shannon, in terms of who was going to win. But you know what, people want a load of money on it, so that's good for them, good for my fans. But you know they've got it right this time. I am the clear favourite. So I think I am the favourite. But I mean, people have said to me, why is it Bridges versus Ball? And I'm not reading into it at all, to be honest with you. Things like that don't really matter to me. To me, it just looks, when people see that, they see that I'm up against it again, in terms of maybe not being, I don't know, the favourite, maybe, in terms of popularity or whatever. But that's fine, bring it on, it's fine.
Rachel, just a couple more quick things before I let you go. On the night of your fight, you're actually going to be making and playing your part in a bit of history. The first female triple header world title card, I believe. There might be 4 more fights added, I don't know. But what does it feel to know that? And obviously how big of a kind of a push women's boxing's had over these past few years, and the extra attention it's starting to receive now?
Oh, God. When I knew it was going to be like the triple header, and it's like a part of history, and with alongside like Terry and Thunders and Case Taylor, I was like, oh my God, like, keep pinching myself, because it's just unreal. It's like, it's an absolute dream, you know. Fight camp was a dream, and now the dream's gone through the roof even more so. You know, we've been alongside these fantastic women. I'm so honoured and so like grateful to be a part of it. Like, I'm buzzing. I really can't wait.
Just obviously to touch on those other fights, obviously Katarina, a former opponent of yours, what do you make of her bout with Terry Harper?
Oh, you know what, I've been thinking about this, like, you know, who do I think is going to win, who do I think is going to be more successful in their shots and stuff, and I honestly don't know. I know Terry can absolutely bang. I know she can. We've all seen it. But, you know, I've spoken to former opponents of hers, and they were like, oh, God, that girl can bang, you know. But I've been in there with Thunders, and I felt her power as well. And, you know, I remember when I was in the ring with her, and she got me with her right hand, and I thought, oh, blimey, you know, it goes a little bit daisy, and, you know, you've been hit with a good shot. So she's got a lot of power, and she's got a lot of experience as well. So I don't know who's going to win. It's driving me mad. I'm like, why can't I figure this out? You know, who's going to come out on top? But yeah, it's going to be. I'm really excited for that fight. I'm sure my fight will be done by the time, so I can just sit down and enjoy it. Hopefully ringside, because I'm absolutely buzzing for that fight. I've wanted to see this fight since I fought Thunder, so I'm so looking forward to it.
And then obviously that headline fight on the night, Katie Taylor defending her titles against Gutierrez. I don't know whether you know much about her opponent, but just on Katie's front, what do you expect to see from Katie? And I don't know, is this going to be the first time you'll be seeing her live?
Yeah, it's the first time I'm going to meet her. Oh, my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm not going to be okay that week, honestly. I'm really looking forward to meeting her, and I hope I actually manage to like be able to speak enough to hold a conversation with her without getting like too starstruck. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm sure, you know, she's only just like come out the ring, and I think that really helps you know, because I think when you've had more time at the ring, for me, I tend to get a bit more nervous when I'm going in there. So I think, especially for Katie, she's only just come out of the ring like myself and getting straight back in there. I think that's only going to be good in terms of, you know, making your ring sharpness and your ring focus. So I think she'll absolutely smash it. We all know what Katie's capable of, and she's a phenomenal athlete. So I'm sure she'll absolutely smash it on the night, no doubt.
Rachel, we'll leave that there now, and we'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. I know you've got to get ready to steal some of Ebony's socks and sell them on us, or your social media interactions as well.
Yeah.
I know you're planning your heist there.
Yeah, it's me and Gav going to go along. Probably going to take like a spare bag or a spare suitcase, and steal all of the socks and sell them online. Yeah. That's as like horrible talk as I can do. Some people are like, yeah, I'm going to knock you out. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to steal your socks.
Rachel, we'll leave it there now. We'll leave you to enjoy the day, like I say. Thank you for your time as always, and best of luck with the preparations and the fight. Thanks, Speaks Boxing Social.
Thank you very much.